particular judgment tree. Is Christ the measure of the righteous? Is Christ the measure of what is right when he appears in the passage of death? The answer is obvious, yes. We must remember that Christ, who is God, the Word made man, does not appear at that moment in his divinity directly. He hides this divinity because the person will be snatched up. They would no longer have any freedom, the divinity being equivalent to bliss for mankind, the dying soul. So he appears in a created form under his holy, glorious humanity. Now, what characterizes this physical glory of Christ is that it is no longer an obstacle to revealing his interior thoughts. I could speak of his heart, his sacred heart, or his soul. In any case, what he is deeply. So we remark when seeing Christ how much he loved the soul. The measure of love is quite perceivable, not only because Jesus has the stigmata of his passion, but also because everything is clearly visible in an instant, and we see that he loved his friends while they were enemies, and we also see to what extent he is humble kenosis by making us, by raising ourselves above himself, by becoming so our advocate or defensive lawyer. Obviously, this measure of love, this measure of humility which appears in full truth, is therefore the standard of judgment. When we see this, we compare ourselves. We see who we truly are. It's instantaneous. And of course, the purest person on earth, or anyone who considers themselves to be pure, sees truly how dirty they are. It is said the priest of Ars, Curé d'Ars, a traumatic experience which would lead to despair if we were not helped by this Christ so good, who he himself becomes our advocate. Thus, we can say that this is the appearance of Christ, which is the keystone of all this judgment. Seeing Jesus himself forces us to judge ourselves. Confronted with this vision, we can no longer remain neutral by half loving him or half shunning him. Depending upon who we truly are, we will either love him with all our heart or hate him. We will either lean towards him or, on the contrary, we are determined within our intentions of selfishness and pride. We will hate him with all our heart. We will turn to the other choice, that of Lucifer. Half measures are no longer possible because Christ is a fire. There is a transcendent fire which causes this effect in us.